I don't want people to get it misconstrued or whatever the case may be. He's a hell of a fighter, hell of an IQ, great punching power, good speed, and a really good boxing ability. A lot of people underrate that.
A little bit. Stop.
So that lawnmower, that's it. That does have a very athletic speed, quick reflex style. So you've got to sort of pressure intelligently. But while I have said in the past, and I still believe this, that Roach doesn't have that special thing like where he's got really fast hands or a really powerful punch.
Lamont Roach seems worried after seeing intense new training clips of GervontaDavis. Ahead of their rematch, Roach admitted that after watching the footage, he realized he'll have to push himself harder this time and train with more intensity. He said Davis looked really sharp that night, still an amazing fighter, and threw the hardest punch of their first fight.
How many rematches have you fought?
0.
What do you have to do to create enough separation where this don't happen again?
Whew, it's a good question. It's going to be based on my training camp. I have to push myself a little harder if that didn't get me the win. And I have room. I definitely have room. I'm not going to lie, I have room.
You believe you fought the best Gervonta, or do you think he got some more gears?
100% for a fact. I think he might have some more gears, but I fought the best Gervonta that night. I don't want people to get it misconstrued or whatever the case may be. He's a hell of a fighter, hell of an IQ, great punching power, good speed, and a really good boxing ability. A lot of people underrate that. Don't think because of what I did, y'all think y'all can just go in there and think y'all can have the same night, you know what I'm saying, or do the same thing. He still will go upside your head and crack you, and you know what I'm saying, you might end up on the floor. Everybody not built the same, and that's what people get it messed up. He did a whole lot of things that was good in that fight, a whole lot. And I'm telling you right now, if he wasn't as good of a fighter as he was, that would have been, you know what I'm saying, I would have steamrolled him. Don't get that misconstrued. He's still the guy he is. Just he ran into a guy that's on the same level.
GervontaDavis is going all out in training for the rematch, set on proving his critics wrong and showing that he's still at the top of the sport. With strong focus and discipline, he's working harder than ever to fix past errors and deliver a dominant showing that leaves no doubt about who's the better fighter.
Hold on to the base. Stop.
So that lawnmower, that's it. Stop that motherfucker.
I made the decision to train in DC because, you know, I haven't been in the coldness in a minute. I haven't even trained in the coldness in a minute, so I feel as though this will help me. I'm from Baltimore. He's not from DC. That's what I learned. I thought he was from DC too.
GervontaDavis is being extra careful this time around. His training camp is fully serious, with clips showing him moving smoothly in sparring sessions. His footwork looks crisp. Every move is planned, and his reflexes are sharp. He's not just showing up, he's giving it everything. The rematch is close, and Davis knows he can't afford any mistakes. Their first fight taught him not to take Roach lightly, so now he's training to be better than ever.
Oh, stop closing up. Gotta let it go. Keep turning, step around. Keep turning.
But it's not just about smooth moves. Davis is also bringing serious power. In another video, he's pounding the heavy bag with explosive strength, throwing each punch with meaning. It's clear this isn't just regular training, it's personal. The first match ended with doubts and criticism. Davis is preparing like a man who doesn't just want to win, he wants to dominate. His training shows how badly he wants to make this fight clear-cut.
Yes!
Well-known boxing expert Teddy Atlas has praised Davis's special abilities. He's impressed by how calm Davis stays in the ring, never rushing or forcing anything. Davis studies his opponent and then strikes when the time is right. Atlas says Davis's strength is his flexibility. He can fight inside, outside, or mid-range, and his power can finish a fight at any time. This makes him hard to plan against. Atlas believes when Davis is focused, he's one of boxing's most complete fighters.
He's going to try to get to us, but we're going to frustrate him. He doesn't get frustrated. He takes his time. He's deliberate. You know, a lot of times at the beginning, people thought he was just a seek and destroy missile. They thought he was just a guy that got to you. And they thought that he would get over anxious. He don't get over anxious. He takes his time. He slowly closes those gaps. You know, inch by inch, step by step, and then he gets to you.
Even with the controversial draw in Davis's first fight against Roach, Rolando Romero still has full faith in Tank's skills. He says Davis is still one of the best in the sport and called the result just a bad night. Romero explained that a one-off night doesn't erase everything Davis has done in his career. To him, Davis's skills and knockout abilities still make him stand out. He believes the rematch will show everyone again why Davis is among boxing's best.
That people want to discredit Tank. He's still a pound-for-pound fighter.
Yeah. What do you think about that fight that happened? You thought it was just an off night, or?
Everybody has an off night. Everybody has an off night. Shit, I had a night with Cruz. Everyone has a night. It's boxing.
You want to run that back with Cruz or what?
Maybe down the line.
One thing that truly makes GervontaDavis different from most fighters is his natural knockout power. Unlike boxers who rely only on throwing lots of punches or showing clean technique, Davis can end a fight with one perfect shot. People say he doesn't need to force the action. His power becomes dangerous once he gets in a rhythm. On the other hand, Roach showed solid technique and stayed composed in their first fight, but he lacks Davis's powerful finishing punch. Many believe that once Davis finds his rhythm in the rematch, Roach won't be able to handle the pressure and the fight may end early.
Push back because GervontaDavis is a puncher. So the extra aggression, you have to manipulate it little by little. You know, you have to instigate the extra aggression little by little. You have to get your timing in there. You have to get
my pushback.
And also, this is a southpaw. A southpaw sometimes takes a round or two extra to sort of get their timing, get your distances, because every southpaw is a little bit different. Right now, granted, they know each other. They fought in the amateurs, but it's still a lot of years away. And Gervonta does have a very athletic, speed, quick reflex style. So you've got to sort of pressure intelligently. But while I have said in the past, and I still believe this, that Roach doesn't have that special thing like where he's got really fast hands or a really powerful punch, he still has what I also said in the past, a very good IQ. He's very well trained and very intelligent. His thought process in the ring has a great sense of positioning and a great sense of understanding of where he is in the ring and how to react off that. Could he be a little aggressive, more aggressive? Sure, but you got to keep in mind that you're fighting a puncher who's coming from the southpaw stance and coming from the southpaw athletic angle. Personally, me, especially knowing what has been said about Gervonta behind the scenes for years that nobody has brings out, and it kind of brings to light why they keep matching him with 15 and 20 to 1 underdogs. There is a rumor that behind the scenes, the Gervonta, there's a lot of bitch in him. There's a lot of front runner in him. If you push him, he will break, he will fold. It starts to add up because Lamont is from the DC area. They kind of know this. They grew up around him. They fought in the amateurs.
His father, who's his coach, has coached Gervonta in fights.
So that thing sort of comes to light where it's been held back from the public with the limited opposition level that Gervonta's fought most of his career.
Fighter Jaron Ennis gave his thoughts on the match and said that while Davis didn't control the whole fight, he was strong early on. Many fans forget that Davis landed good punches and controlled the tempo at first. Ennis said people talked more about Davis's image than his performance after the fight. The rematch is a chance for Davis to quiet the noise and show why he's still one of the top boxers. For Davis, this fight with Roach isn't just about proving something, it's personal. The draw hurt his pride and raised doubts about where he stands. Davis knows people question him, and now he's training harder than ever to prove he's still elite.
You know I gotta ask you about fights. GervontaDavis draw with Lamont Roach. People looking at it as controversial because of the whole knee. What'd you think of the fight?
It was a great fight. You know, I had it 7-5 Tank, or you can make it the draw. But I feel like Lamont, he did good. He did a great job actually. You know, I just don't think he did enough to to pull it off. You know, and I feel like people was overlooking what Tank was doing in the first like 5-6 rounds. You know, he was like boxing and frustrating him a little bit. You know, but Lamont, like I said before, Lamont did a great job. You know,
Yeah, some people had it Tank, some people had it draw, some people had it Lamont. Do you think Tank gets a lot of criticism for not knocking Lamont out and Lamont not being a big name, so they overblow it?
I think so. Yeah, and I feel like people just don't like Tank to a point where any little thing, just because he ain't knocking him out, he probably feel as though that he lost and he didn't, or it was a draw. You know, I feel like Tank was doing a lot of smart things in the beginning, moving a little bit too much, but I feel like he was still like frustrating him and things like that. And I think Tank did a good job. Like, he looked sharp to me. You know, I don't know. People just be talking. You know, at the end of the day, you can't please everybody.
Davis doesn't just want to beat Roach, he wants to take over completely, make a bold statement, and earn back the respect he feels was lost. The second fight is about redemption, legacy, and proving he's still the best at the top level.
We gotta talk about it. So Tank officially came out and says that he wants to put this rematch as early as May. Now, if that were to happen, Lamont Roach gets a second time to prove itself. Now, in my personal opinion, his stock has already risen. He is already known, but the fact that he went toe to toe with Tank on a decision that ended in a draw, whether he loses this second fight or not won't even matter. Because he's directly in line to go against the Keyshawn Davis, the Shakur Stevensons, and etc., the Devin Haney's, and etc. I can see him moving up and going against Devin Haney or Ryan Garcia or somebody like that. So many people to fight. Lamont Roach has definitely proven himself. But let's talk about something else. And that is the hairstylist situation. In my humble opinion, I believe she should have been quiet. As a hairstylist, there was nothing for you to say. No fan in boxing was going to look at them like, I don't want her braiding my hair. No one would have said that. But she hurt herself when she came out and publicly made multiple claims, got all these receipts that no one needed, no one asked for, saying, oh, this had no grease or oil in it. No one cares. Nobody even believes it. Sometimes it's best to remain quiet. But you guys let me know in the comments. Should she have remained quiet, or should she have did what she did, which is spoke up? You let me know.
After the first match, Teofimo Lopez pointed out that Davis seemed abandoned by some parts of the boxing world. The draw made people doubt him, and some questioned whether he still had his edge. Lopez said that now Davis is fighting not only Roach, but also public opinion. This rematch is a chance for Davis to rise above the talk and show he still deserves everyone's trust.
I know a lot of people, look what they did with Gervonta too. I want everybody, all these young fighters that are listening to this, and you could clip this. This is a short part right here.
I got you.
To Ryan could clip this right here. To all you young fighters, look at the amount of love they were giving and sharing to Gervonta Tank Davis prior to the fight. Look at what all the reporters were doing prior to the fight. Look how they were all laughing at all his jokes prior to his fight against Lamont Roach. After the fight, look how many were waiting to down this man. Down him. See, I'm going to talk my smack with Tank, but that's because I want to fight him. That's me. I can say that. But I just want all you young fighters to really look about it. They don't care about us.
Yeah.
They won't ever care about us. When you winning, they're going to be there. But they're waiting for any moment to slip up. Just a man, even a draw. Look how much hate he got out of it.
Yeah, not to get deep, but you know, it's a part of our psychology. We have to learn how to care about other people. You know what I mean?
The first fight with Roach ended up being one of the hardest Davis has ever had. Roach didn't just make it through, he fought at a high level and gave Davis problems he hadn't seen before. Many fans noticed Davis struggled with Roach's timing and range. This second fight will show whether Davis can adjust or if Roach really has figured him out. Either way, it's a true test of growth and determination.
And most notably, I'll just speak about a fight that, we just had with Gervonta Tank Davis versus Lamont Roach. My message to Tank after that fight, it was given a draw. A lot of controversy around Tank taking a knee due to hair banding his face or his eyes, so on, and burning his eyes. And, in my opinion, it was a competitive fight. The The judges judged it as a draw. A lot of people were saying it was rigged, all these different things, so forth and so on. Whatever it may be. The fight is over.
Davis's coach revealed they went into the first fight well aware of Roach's skill. Their plan was clear, but it didn't lead to the result they hoped for. Interestingly, the team might not change the game plan much for the rematch. Instead, they plan to sharpen and improve the same strategy. This shows they still trust their original idea, it just needs to be done better this time.
Surprised by Roach and Tank. What do you think the biggest surprise was in the fight?
It wasn't a surprise because we know Roach. It wasn't a surprise. Roach can fight. A lot of people think because a person is not popular, they don't exist. There's fighters out there that can rumble. They just got to get the opportunity, you know?
Speaking of rematches, Jalil Hackett is getting his opportunity again to fight the guy that he had a controversial loss to. It'll be happening in Florida, I think, next week?
March 15th, I think.
Let's talk about
I'm rocking a major shirt now.
Major.
Yes, sir.
Tell me, how's that rematch look like, and then what's the difference makers coming into this fight?
The first fight, I thought, everybody thought Jalil won. We just got to turn, hit the gears a little harder. We ain't really got to change too much. Just got to put the icing on the cake, Put the icing on the cake this time, that's all. He did enough to win the last fight, but we was in somebody else's territory,
This time around, being in Florida, do you feel like it's a mutual zone?
Yeah. It's more of an even playing field in Florida.
Okay. Do you feel like he needs a stoppage to win the fight due to what happened the first time?
Not necessarily. A stoppage is good, but not necessarily.
Henry Garcia shared a different point of view, saying Davis might have been mentally off in the first match. The absence of his longtime trainer Calvin Ford may have thrown off his focus and preparation. Garcia also hinted that personal issues outside the ring could have played a part. For this next fight, Davis needs everything working together, mind and body, if he wants to be back at his best.
There's no way you could say Tank won. There's no way.
Do you think that he's diminished in some way, or do you think that just mentally he just wasn't there for the fight?
Well, a little bit of both. His age is catching up to him. His legs aren't there as he used to be. And, he switched his trainer, that's could be another factor.
With Barry Hunter being the head trainer and Coach Calvin being outside.
Yeah, but he snapped at Calvin too. So that's, there was something going on. I really don't know, and I couldn't really speculate on that because I don't know. But I know that something was bothering Tank, because Tank is a good fighter and he's out to hurt you, but hey, Lamont Roach stood his ground, and he did a great job.
One of the biggest moments from their first fight came when Davis dropped to one knee in the 9th round, but the referee didn't call it a knockdown. That decision sparked a lot of debate, with many thinking it should have changed the final score. That moment added more hype to the rematch, with fans and analysts now wanting a clear result with no controversy. This second fight could finally settle things once and for all.
All right, man. Listen, it's been a couple of days since that Lamont Roach versus Gervonta Tank Davis fight. And look, you fooled me once, okay? I'm gonna let y'all get that. Y'all got that. But come on, man. This was a money fight, clearly, and also clearly Tank lost. I mean, there's no mistaken identity that Roach landed more punches, Tank had a higher percentage, but when we look at the punches and the punching power, it was Lamont Roach 8 rounds to 4. And then if you take in consideration that Tank took that knee, which count as a knockdown, the ref even started counting. I mean, there's nothing even to debate here. If they were tied without them even counting that, if you supposed to have counted that part, he would have actually lost the fight. It's a win for Lamont Roach. Get your bag. Go out there and say you the only person that tied with Tank Davis. But man, if y'all fight, y'all better fight for real, because this, be real, man.